But what I'm not understanding with the idea of astrology is not idea of astrology, but with this particular influence of the planets, is are you saying that because of these influences in a certain position of a certain planetary movement or a certain effect that is affecting your position in that point in time, or is it influencing your birth, which as a result has an effect later on? So I'm just a little confused there.
So if you're born at a particular point of time, then these planetary rays supposedly or actually impact your body. The body is the element.
Is that particular influence of those planets at that point on that day at the place you're born, is that something which determines the rest of that particular life, or is it something that can change?
It can change. I'm not saying it cannot change. It depends on the individual effort here. When I told you that we believe in rebirth, so here it comes into the picture. When you're born, the lay of the planets will tell you very clearly why this soul has taken birth. What is the purpose for the soul having taken birth? So you understand that when I use the word soul, it's Atma. Why has the Atma taken birth? Taken on a physical form, right?
Right.
In that, every human being, a person has taken a birth to learn something. The points where the learning has to happen are the more difficult aspects of life. The question is, let me put this way.
Okay.
Let us say I have a person who has a difficulty to work along with another person, fundamentally. Now, he is going to find it difficult to work with another person. You ask me the question, can he change? He can change. But 9.9 out of 10 of people, or a higher number, find it difficult to change. And that is where the role of the astrologer comes in.
Okay.
One is I tell, you're stuck with this, you can't do anything about it. The other is, this is your challenge, and you have these strengths with you, which will help you to cross over. That's a fundamental role of the astrologer, is that.
Right. So I'm just going to break it down to my basic understanding. The astrologer determines from a particular individual's birth the sort of larger scheme of why that person in that particular body has been born.
Yes.
But then it sounds like there's a lot left up to the individual to figure out. So it sounds like, okay, we'll give you the tools. We're going to give you a bunch of things to break out of this particular setting if you want to. If it's a positive, then we help you work on that. If it's a thing which is not working for you, we help you get out of that as well. It sounds a lot like therapy in a certain way.
The astrologer was the primary therapist in our country. Who goes to an astrologer? A person who's troubled in the mind. He was the first therapist. So if you give a chart, any person's chart, you can look at the chart and say what is troubling the mind. And the chart gives you also an indication how to direct that mind.
Right.
That's one way of doing astrology. There's another way of astrology is to psych you.
Okay. So it does give a solution.
Yeah, I can psych you and say, you're gone. There's so much doshas in your chart and you have to do this havan and that havan and so on and so forth. And incidentally, the classics don't talk of any of these remedial measures. The classics talk of only two things: your effort, your meditation, your charity. Three things. It doesn't talk of some third person coming in and doing something for you. I mean, you cannot outsource your effort.
Right.
I mean, you're lending yourself for people to make money out of you, and that's what most astrologers do. I'm not saying almost. And some of them are unscrupulous about it. Astrology as a science is...
Okay, I'm just going to get into this idea of destiny, right? Many people believe when they read a newspaper horoscope saying Monday, you're going to be positive.
It doesn't work.
December looks great for you. So it sounds, for a person who doesn't know this, what you just mentioned, it doesn't work because it sounds like a sense of destiny that you are going to get it irrespective of your actions.
It is, in fact, what we read in the newspaper, Sundeep, what you read in the newspapers is all gimmicks.
Okay.
Because each one is different. You cannot say it applies to everyone.
Right.
You're trivializing the subject. What you read is only for fun, that's all, nothing else. You cannot take it beyond that.
Yeah.